Hello everyone and welcome back to the Review or Die podcast with me, Ryzor and Toby.
Hello, hello again.
Hello. Today's subject will be films at least we personally feel, that the trailer was much better than the film. And I'm going to start us off with Cloverfield.
I'm going to agree with you actually, yeah.
I mean, I have a soft spot for found footage style films. I like the Blair Witch Project. And Chronicle is one of my favourite films of all time. But Cloverfield was one of the earlier ones as far as I remember. Obviously it was after Blair Witch Project, but it was before Chronicle and some of the other sort of B-movie ones that came out in the wake of the Blair Witch Project. But I think the trailer had subtlety, because you never saw the creatures or the aliens in the trailer. You just saw got a lot of intrigue into what was going on. Then you see the film, and there's just nothing to it that would make you want to go, yeah, I'll watch that again.
The film is very conventional, I think, and like you say, the beauty of the trailer is that you want to know what the monster is, or at least what they're running from, the characters, and throughout the film you're just like, you just don't care overly.
And when you finally do see them, it's not really much of a payoff, is it?
Not at all. Not at all. It's like, I mean, that comes with the low budget, but I mean, the hype that was around that film at the time. I remember, huge posters, and the posters were very clever as well, as a marketing design.
It had plenty of TV spots, I think, as well. Though it was like a really big thing, especially in America. It was like these days Marvel films get it, but it had the Super Bowl TV spot, I think.
Wow, God! So I mean, it was really pushed.
Yeah.
But I think it's ultimately an ambitious if disappointing film for me.
Yeah. Anything that springs to your mind with this category?
Well, firstly, I want to say that I didn't realise you liked Chronicle actually.
No,
I don't like
it's in my
that.
top.
Well, good Lord, is it?
In my top 25. Yeah.
Wow, I'm not a fan of it at all. I think it's God. I think it just gets very silly. Very, very silly very quickly.
To me, it's the closest thing we're going to get to a good Akira film.
Wow. I didn't realise that at all. I mean, but I like you. I do like the found footage style of filming. Like, I love Wreck or Record.
Oh, how could I have forgotten Wreck?
Which I think is probably one of the most scary films
You mean
I've
the
ever
Spanish
seen.
ones, not the...
Yeah, not Quarantine, no. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
Although
and
the later Wreck film, have you seen the third one?
Wreck Genesis.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Wreck Genesis. I've seen Wreck 1 and 2.
Don't see Wreck Genesis. It goes to the English style of
okay.
the top campy horror, so don't bother.
Okay, I mean, I might bother just to complete the trilogy, but
you will be sure disappointed.
Anyway, back to the question. We'll get off that tangent. Tropic Thunder for me is one of the most disappointing cinema experiences I've ever had. I would say.
I don't remember much. I think I saw it on DVD, so I wasn't really expecting much from it. But I think I thought it was okay. I didn't really.
I remember the trailer, and I mean, this is at the time where I'd just seen, I was just starting out, loving films and loving cinema, and I'd just seen Ben Stiller in Dodgeball, which I absolutely loved. I'd just seen Robert Downey Jr. in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I thought was excellent, and also the fact that the trailer advertises Jack Black as the comedian. I mean, I just wanted to see it for that because I thought it was impossible. But I mean, maybe I'm doing a disservice on Jack Black there, but I thought it looked great. I thought it looked like it had some nice sort of playful, self-referential nods to Apocalypse Now and sort of some various other films of the genre, and it just had a nice sort of unique sort of take on that. But ultimately, it's it's a washed out, dull, laughless. It's pretty indulgent and obsessed with itself as well. I think I don't think there's anything particularly stand out or original about it, and I was just really underwhelmed. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is good, and Tom Cruise has a nice little cameo at the end, but it's all too little, too late, and I was so underwhelmed by that as a viewing experience. It just looked like it could have been one of the great next big comedies, or certainly this next generation for the Ben Stiller frat pack movement, and it really probably signals the decline of that movement. Actually,
When was that one out? No.
2008. So
Okay, it's a while ago now.
a while ago now, yeah. But I know, you know, they just had great success with Dodgeball a few years before that. Obviously, Zoolander was, you know, obviously quite a long time before that, but still, the frat pack were in there. You know, that was probably the moment where it all went a little bit wrong for them, and yeah, I didn't like it at all. Another example for me would be something like The Killer Inside Me by Michael Winterbottom.
See, I liked that film.
Did you?
Yeah, I really liked that film. I think you gave it to me to watch, to be honest.
I did, I think, yeah. I think I had it on DVD, and I think I gave it to
I think your literal line was, watch this shit, and you just threw it at me.
Probably. Because I like Michael Winterbottom as a filmmaker. He takes risks. He's you know, he's not afraid to do something a bit edgy and a bit controversial. So, and the subject matter is obviously very, very controversial. Yeah. But it was just, there was, again, the problem with that, I don't think there was any degree of emotional involvement in any of the characters at all. And that's what really got me. There was times where there was, you know, really heinous acts of violence being committed on screen right in front of me, and really controversial sequences and scenes, but I didn't care one iota for any of the characters or their suffering or their anguish. It feels a little bit two-dimensional as well. I don't think you get any of the depth behind the backstory, particularly of Casey Affleck's character, which in the trailer you think, oh, this is a really convoluted and interesting character, because it shows his, you know, romantic side, and then his this whole line of desire that he later explores, plus balancing all that on top of his job, and it conveys that really well in the trailer. And the trailer looks like this really suspenseful sort of thriller, and it's nothing of the sort in my eyes.
Well, I enjoyed it. My next pick would have to be Red State.
Yeah.
Which you have seen. Which
I saw at the cinema when it came out, and I really enjoyed it when it came out. Actually, I thought it was, you know, I thought this is very unique. I hadn't really seen anything like it at the time, and the stuff around the cult I thought was, you know, really interesting and quite of the zeitgeist at the time. It was quite timely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, and I thought him doing something a bit darker would be a great change. I thought this is going to be something like a new start for him, getting away from his comedies with Jay and Silent Bob and moving into something a bit more mainstream. Unfortunately, there's quite a few things that let it down for me, because I mean the trailer itself, because this is what we're talking about, it starts with a sort of a fun sort of teenage romp film, and suddenly goes into something very dark and sort of seedy, and this whole cult that's sacrificing these teenagers to their Christian god is a bit out there, but obviously, you know, these things can happen. But my own problem I had with the film itself is the ending. It has a very Coen Brothers ending where you don't see what happened; you just get an explanation from a point of view shot of a character just explaining to another character what happened, why it happened, and then we get the end of the film.
And you know, in retrospect, I hate that. I mean, it's because it's so, as you say, it's so expository and descriptive to the point where it wraps up all the loose ties.
Yeah.
But in a way,
why
which
couldn't we have seen it?
Plain, yeah, we should have seen it visually, certainly. Yeah, and in retrospect, the film does have plenty of flaws, and my like of the film, I wouldn't say love of the film, I said my like of the film has since declined since I've
Michael Parks was good, isn't it?
Michael Parks and Melissa Leo.
Yeah,
I think she's excellent.
Very good.
But the film, it does go into very, very silly territory very, very quickly with the shootout and all the jokes about Christianity, and then the explaining of the whole plot behind the desk. It just gets to that level, very silly. But the trailer, again, it looks like it could explore big themes quite well. And like you say, Kevin Smith doing something serious, look good.
I will say the one thing that made me cringe was in the trailer you have a from and you have the Twitter tag.
Oh god, that's
that
awful.
Kevin Smith. That was that. I mean, oh,
That is
yeah.
bad.
And of course, his most recent film Tusk, which sounds like I'd be all over. That was bad as well. Do you know of this?
I do know of it. I've sort of tried to consciously not steer clear, but
yeah, I mean,
I heard bad things.
This film came about with him discussing an idea for random film in a podcast, and then he actually made it.
Wow.
So yeah, enough said about that. Move on, quick.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah. I hope we won't get like this. We won't make a task. We'll make a task from this podcast.
Yeah. Is that a new phrase? Don't make a
Don't
task.
make a task. It should be. Well, I'll probably catch on.
Yeah.
The
Hashtag
final.
don't make a task.
Yeah, just don't put our Twitter handles up there anyway. From the creators of the podcast,
Yes.
at Toby Jen Film.
At Rising It.
No, we won't do that.
Any more you can think of?
Yeah, I think we're both agreed on this one. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh god!
I think we have a consensus that the
trailer's amazing.
The trailer is brilliant, and because I think I remember showing you the trailer, and
yeah, you saw it before I had, and I'd read the books,
yes,
so I knew what dross they had to work with.
in terms of the dialogue and the plot,
the plot, the character as well. To be honest, the main character, I didn't like her at all while I was reading the books. The dialogue is terrible, and I didn't expect much from the film. So when you show me this trailer, the trailer's got great music, it's got great paces, and the shots are fucking amazing. Bleep that out, Ryan.
The trailer. The thing with the trailer is that you're forgiven for that. The trailer is the thing that looked good about it is that it had a really good degree of mystery, and you've got these scenes which try and convey all these. The sexual acts in which they will take place in the film, but it had this sort of fade down of black between each one, and it was like, oh, what's going on here? Are the filmmakers going to take the risk and show the explicit nudity which is so prominent in the narratives? But obviously the film didn't do that.
No, I can guarantee you that the film does not do that.
And because the film looks, the trailer looks edgy, risque. You've got this wonderful soundtrack, which is an original version of that song, I think.
The Beyonce song.
Yeah, I think it's specifically made for that trailer.
It was.
And it just looks like, oh, this could be something quite dangerous and something quite, clever and risky to come out of Hollywood, but it never goes into that category. And as we were discussing not so long ago about the fact that the screenwriting process for it was very, very convoluted and filled with it seems regret from the screenwriter's point of view, who had their visions completely changed and manipulated by the writer of the book, E.L. James.
So I wish we'd got the version made by the screenwriters, because I think it would have been a good film.
Well, one of them wanted this non-chronological sort of edgy, sexy, playful thing, which stripped back the character, because you said the character of I think her name's Anastasia.
Something like Anastasia Steele.
Anastasia Steele,
which sounds like an erotic fiction. Any erotic fiction name, doesn't it?
Although her character is supposed to be quite meek and coy.
Yeah, and that, this is not me picking on anyone, but that kind of character really annoys me in things. It reminds me of Bella from Twilight. Get lost. We want the wild women back, please.
But they wanted to get rid of this. I think this is why the screenwriter would have been amazing, because they wanted to cut out the meek and coy elements of Anastasia and show her that she had this. Well, no, quite the opposite actually. Well, no, whatever normal is, but in the sense that they wanted to delve into these desire streaks of desire that she had. Or means of desire that she wanted to explore, more so than, because apparently she's quite timid and quite nervous for a great bulk of the first half of the film.
Yep.
So it would have been interesting to go straight into it in a non-chronological, non-linear sort of fashion. It would have been quite interesting.
And I would have enjoyed anything to annoy the fans of the book.
I mean, I don't know if the fans even actually like the. I mean, from people who I've spoken to who like the book, not a great deal of them like the film.
No, a lot of them left thinking it was okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of family members said they went to see it together, and I think a lot of them just were expecting more, but I knew straight away that it weren't going to get at least as explicit as it was in the book. There's no way they would have released it, I don't think.
But I mean, back to the question, the trailer looked like it could have gone down that road, and it just didn't, which is unfortunate, to say the least.
But worth a watch, just don't expect too much.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer.
Well, watch the trailer. Watch the trailer for all these films.
The trailer's amazing.
Just don't go and explore the films.
If you want to see a really good trailer, we mentioned it last time, go watch the Macbeth trailer.
Yes, yeah.
That's going to be a good film as well.
In fact, listen to our other podcast. Is it worth mentioning before we go another trailer that we agreed on that it turned out to be, a real stinking pile of a film that emanated from the other side of it.
Which one are we talking about?
Grindhouse.
See, the Grindhouse trailer filled me with so much wonder. Made me wish I could go to a drive-in movie theatre and sit there and watch these Robert Rodriguez and
Quentin Tarantino
film back to back. Loved Planet Terror, brilliant film.
Oh, I love Planet Terror.
Crazy, wacky, zany. It's Robert Rodriguez at his best. Then you get Death Proof.
Awful.
It was an abortion of a film.
Yeah, it's the real nadir of cinema, really.
Thing is, the clips in the Grindhouse trailer don't show you how bad it is. It looks quirky and interesting. And
the Grindhouse trailer is probably worth noting that it is dominated by clips from Planet Terror. But the trailer for Grindhouse has this real atmospheric sense of cool.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's a really confident, stylish motion picture that's underneath this trailer. And for the most part, Planet Terror is like that. It's funny, it's quirky, it's unashamed really of its...
You have a woman with a fake leg as a gun.
Yeah, it knows how stupid and silly and carefree it is, and it's not ashamed of that.
No.
Whereas Death Proof just becomes this just sort of self-aggrandizing, very it's sort of ill-conceited picture, and it's an awful, dull, boring mess as a result of that.
Another thing we got to be thankful for the Grindhouse thing was the trailers they made. It ended up being films. So like Machete, we got the actual films out of.
That's true. Yeah.
And I quite like Machete. It was another fun film. I'd put Machete way above.
And there's another one that came out.
Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo with a Shotgun. That's it. Yeah, I always get with.
I believe
Rutger
that's
Hauer,
getting a
isn't it?
sequel.
Yes, I think it is. I think I saw that on IMDb actually.
Double barrel or something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, so that's another interesting point. So that's quite a nice point to end on actually. But with trailers that
trailers in films that were fake trailers that became real films.
Yeah, I mean,
Machete got a sequel, didn't it? Machete Kills.
It did, yeah. I mean, quite a niche category that, but not one that we'll probably explore anytime soon. But anyway, there are trailers that we thought were better than the film. Let us know what you think. We're not going to put any Twitter handles up or anything here because I'll
just in
sound
case.
like Kevin Smith.
Or maybe I will, just to be ironic.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. It'd be awfully postmodern, darling.
Darling, yes. Let's see, we're very modern now. But yes, you can find us on Review or Die at Twitter and Facebook, and you obviously here on the YouTube channel. You can also find Toby on Twitter and Letterboxd.
Indeed, yes, definitely.
And you can find me on YouTube as well, Ryzor. Until next time though, guys, it's been from me, Ryzor, and from you, Toby.
It's been a pleasure. We look forward to hearing your thoughts.
Until next time, guys, goodbye.